time were pioneering the internet, and many of the dot-coms and telcos crashed during that period. But so the microcosm, as I called it, was the microchip, and that inscribed whole worlds on grains of sand, because it's what the microchip did. It was, and the telecosm took these grains of sand, which are silica, glass, and spread them into worldwide webs of glass and light around the world. And between the microcosm and the telecosm, we really have the information tools of the new century, and they all do emerge from that law of accelerating returns, that learning curve that Bibi Netanyahu, among others, had a role in developing and promoting.
Do you think that the technology and the intelligence and the entrepreneurial spirit is moving faster than people's mindset in their ability to adapt to these new architectures, new technologies, the way that they're being rolled out?
Yeah. I'm a supply-side economist. I believe that supply creates its own demand. That, in other words, that it's not what people want. It's what people need that drives the economy. It's what entrepreneurs imagine, and they have to. Entrepreneurship is the imaginative response to the needs of others. Nobody knew that the world needed cappuccino store in every corner. I mean, it was the supply, the imaginative entrepreneurship that Starbucks epitomized, that produced this and fulfilled what's now regarded to be a dire human need. And so
I won't even dare say cup of tea at this point.
But that's the so I don't. I think that it's imaginative entrepreneurs who have to see what people need, what people are ready to receive, what people are ready to use, and then they themselves often surprise the entrepreneur by using them in different ways and carrying them farther than was ever imagined. But it's I don't think it's seeing change as something that comes from outside and people adapt to is exactly the model that I uphold. I think that that human beings we're made in the image of our Creator to be creative, and we are creative beings, and that's how we survive and prevail.
You're one of the biggest proponents of creativity. In your book, The Israel Test, you say, your good fortune is my good fortune.
Yeah.
And really there's a spirit of that, which is, it's like a spiritual context. And in a lecture I heard you give, you said, creativity is a surprise to us. You cannot suppress it. You must accommodate it. Mm. That's more profound than it sounds when you first hear it.
Well, creativity always comes as a surprise. If it wasn't, if we could anticipate it and plan it, the plan itself would constitute the creation. It's creativity is entropy, as they call it, in information.
Describe entropy for audiences, because that's a really big key to this.
Entropy is news. It's something that's unexpected. It's unexpected bits in a stream of bits across a fiber optic line. Essentially it's measured by what's unpredictable. If it's predictable, no news is transmitted. There's no entropy in predictable transmission. And the key rule of information theory is it takes a low entropy, predictable carrier to bear high entropy, unexpected, surprising information. And this is the reason this insight was how I really predicted in Telecosm and years ago before Telecosm that all information would tend to migrate to the electromagnetic spectrum, because the electromagnetic spectrum, these are the waves that carry signals through the air and over wires and acoustically between us now and across through these microphones to the air and to the net. These electromagnetic waves are completely predictable and calculable. They're determined in their shape essentially by the speed of light, which is the absolute speed limit of the cosmos, at least as far as we know. And it means that all electromagnetic waves are predictable, and so they can bear information beautifully. They can bear surprises, because at the other end, all you have to do is take away that predictable wave and you've got the surprising information. In other words, the carrier isn't all mixed up with the message, and thus rendering it impossible to detach the message from the carrier.
This sounds really like intelligence, like an intelligence paradigm.
It is an intelligence,
like a higher intelligence paradigm, almost.
Yeah, it's entropy it's critical to understand that. When you hear a politician get up there and tell you just what you already knew, he's taken polls and figured out exactly what you already think, and he gets up there and gives a speech which essentially tells you what he's figured out you already believe. No entropy has been transmitted. This is a zero entropy message. And one of the reasons politicians are so unpopular these days is because they are constantly trying to tell you what they've determined you already think. And there's nothing so boring in the world as being told what you already think. And that's what politicians do. They get up and they have pollsters who tell them what the public believes, and then they have speechwriters that shape sonorous messages that conform to what the people already believe. And that is a zero entropy message. It has no unpredictable, no unexpected content. And when politicians actually emerge and start saying things that are unexpected, the people are stunned and amazed, and they love them. Sarah Palin had a few moments when she was saying unpredictable, unexpected things, and everybody was stunned. And then she went to McCain, and she was given handlers, and she began saying what everybody else says, and she became boring again. Steve Forbes is one of the great men in America, in my view, and when he started running for president, he was just constantly scintillating, unexpected things, high entropy communications. People were amazed that a politician was actually saying what he actually thought, and there's some belief that he got handled a bit too much. He began hiring all these expensive handlers and advisors, and I believed his freshness and diminished. But anyway, these are just a couple politicians I mentioned, but all politicians today are just under overwhelming pressure from the public opinion industry, which is governed by polls and which in my view are based on a nullity.